Hey everyone! So here at Hillsdale College, we like to talk a lot about the good, the true, and the beautiful. It's our thing. But of the three, I think the beautiful is the one we talk least about. I recently went on a panel discussion regarding beauty. So the first woman who talked was a professor of dance, and her presentation was about ballet and its evolution through time. It goes from something very harmonic, just really symmetrical and unified and graceful, and she explained how that's changed through the years and how it's morphed into something a lot more angular, a lot more asymmetric. So I think the point of her talk was beauty is fleeting and changing. And then my physics teacher came and did his talk, and I think the main point that I took away from his is that he saw beauty as being something which amazes you and intrigues you and attracts you to it and then draws you in to discover more about it. Now, he's an astronomer, so that's what he sees all the time with, his little Hubble telescope images of nebula and galaxies, and these things are so beautiful to him, and he just has this desire to find out why they are the way they are and what it is that makes them so beautiful like that. Now, the assumption there is that there is something greater behind this beauty that you can find. And he noted that this was math. The math behind the universe, the order behind the universe, was what it was inviting you to see. And he brought up, at this point, the idea of symmetry again. Maybe that's a reason why we find symmetry so beautiful, because it's so mathematically pure. And by the way, he's a Christian and doesn't think math is God or anything like that. But this was the underlying, thing that he thought beauty was trying to get at. Sort of. He also brought in God, but never mind about that. Never mind about God. We don't need to talk about him. And then the English professor came, and once you get into the humanities, you're gonna get deep. He addressed the question, is beauty subjective? Is something beautiful purely and only because a viewer perceives it as such? And he argued no. There's something objectively beautiful in a beautiful thing, and it's still going to be beautiful even if nobody's there to see it. Essentially, he called in Thomas Aquinas, who said that beauty is objective, and that the reason it is because through beauty you see a certain harmony with the Creator. But then he turned to English, because that is his profession, and he gave two examples of poems that had something to say about beauty. The first was Keats' Ode to a Grecian Urn, and this is a poem about a Grecian urn, and talking about how beautiful it is and how its images are stamped in time and really unaffected by time. And he gave us a clip at the very end when the urn says to man, "Beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all ye know on earth, and all ye need to know." And at first it's like, oh, that's such a beautiful thought. But when you think about it more, it's totally false. Because this urn is totally unaffected by time, it's basically eternal in its beauty, it denies the reality of time and passing and, life and death that comes with the idea of time and suffering, and that beauty is not the truth. One of the most important attributes of truth is that it does not change. Something that changes can be true, but it cannot be the truth. That would not satisfy us. So the next example that he gave was from Edna St. Vincent Millay's Spring. "To what purpose, April, do you return again? Beauty is not enough. Blah, 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 it's spring. It's apparent there's no death, but what does that signify? April comes like an idiot, babbling and strewing flowers," and a very harsh sort of image of the beauty of spring, and you're a little bit repulsed at first, but it displays the dissatisfaction of beauty as something to fill us. Beauty captures our attention, and it delights us, and it draws us in. But if we stay there at that stage of just sort of reveling in the beauty of the thing, we don't try to go deeper at the truth that it's pointing towards, we're gonna feel empty. That's not gonna fill us. The reason for that is that beauty is totally void of meaning, if not to point us toward the deeper good within it. if we ignore this pointer, then the beauty is meaningless. And there's totally proof of this. I mean, doesn't beauty ache? Doesn't it make you ache when you see something so beautiful that you can't even believe it? You have no words for it. You just have this feeling, and your only reaction is tears. I think a really, really large part of that is that we are longing for the underlying truth of that beauty. We have the tiniest glimpse of it, a little teasing taste, and we just want the rest, and yet we're incapable in our state of minds to understand the rest. You know, we're not Thomas Aquinas. And so all we can do is cry. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye.